Question of the day. What is your favorite cooperative game? Is it Eldritch Horror? Is it Pandemic Legacy? And what is it about that cooperative style that makes it something you love? Is it the fact that you know that you don't get along with the person when you play games with them, but when you play games with them, you're on the same team, and so you won't fight and flip the table? Is it the fact that we're working together to solve this puzzle collectively, which is what brings us to this game today, Paleo? Been looking forward to this one for a while. The games have been stacking up here at the house for review, and I'm excited to get through some of these and play them. Had a lot of great surprise hits on this list of games to review that are coming out in the next few weeks. But let's take a look right now at this one, Paleo, cooperative game, interesting theme right now. So this is Paleo all laid out here on the table right there. Notice there are some 3D elements as well as 3 different boards, lots of cards. Now some of you say, Brian, aren't there spoilery things? Yeah, there's some spoilers that we're not going to show you necessarily the whole thing, but I'm going to show you some basic cards and how they look. Character cards are going to look like this. You're going to start the game with 2 each. Some may come with certain items and tools that help. Others come with symbols. They also have damage values, 1 heart and 1 skull, and this one means they can take 2 damage before they're dead, or 1 and 1 really. This is examples of what happens in the deck. There are several modules in this game, and they all have different backs on them. So there's the forest, there's the river, the forest, the mountains, and then your hut. These signify what you might face on the card. So what's going to happen is you're going to separate the cards based on the setup instructions. We're not going to go through how to do that here. It's all in the instructions. But basically, you're going to pick card sets 1 through 5, as well as the modules that you choose to play. And the modules will be different objectives for what you have to do in scoring things each round. Now you score points, you're trying to assemble the cave painting over there, but the way to do this is you will find certain things on cards such as that symbol right there that will give you a victory point if you complete it successfully. So the way it works is the options you can do are the gray arrows on the left pointing. Whatever's to the right of it is what you receive if you pay it out. Now this one doesn't actually have a cost, it just means you craft, which means you can then craft the things that are located over here in the crafting area. Some of them will allow you to take cards from here and put them up there to give you these other items that are not yet available that just get better and give you better symbols, things like traps and such as that. Normally you can craft in this mission tents, but also a torch, a tool, and a spear with the basic resources of wood, stone, and a combination of wood and stone. This one means if you have this symbol, you can take one of the dream cards and add it to the top of your deck. When you take your cards, you're going to take 3 of them. You're going to pick from the backs of the cards which 1 card you're going to keep, and then you can put the other 2 back on top of your deck in order. Now why that matters is because A, it tells you which type of location you're going to go to, but red cards, these hazard cards, are things that are typically bad. This one actually has a good reaction because if you do pass this one, you get a wolf card to help you who gives you this symbol right there, which is nice to have. The small stones is if you have that symbol, discard a card from here just onto the face down discard area right there, and then you collect a stone. The reason there's a face up, face down discard pile is the game is all about keeping the mystery alive. Yes, you can replay it over and over and over again, but you don't know what's coming until it hits you, which is kind of the Robinson Crusoe-y feel. It kind of hits you all at once. You go, oh, I didn't expect that, which is great. The other thing you can do is collaborate. You can help other groups. So your group can assist by giving your symbols to another person. You can take damage for another person. The only thing you can't do is discard cards for another person when it says discard cards here. Now that X symbol means it goes over here into the graveyard. When something goes in the graveyard, it does not get reshuffled. That's the day phase. You're going to go until your entire deck is empty. Then you go to the night phase. The night phase happens on the night board. You're going to check these 2 objectives. First of all, you're going to pay food 1 per person. Then you're going to do these 2 objectives. So every round, or essentially every night phase, you need 3 food and a pelt or suffer 1 of the skulls. And this one means you need a tent or suffer a skull. The way to lose is to get 5 skulls. You can do that by when someone dies, or when you fail those, or when you don't have enough money to feed somebody, enough food to feed somebody. These cards are secrets. Certain cards are going to trigger those based on when they come up, and they will do different events. Each one, there's 22 different ones. They're based on the scenario you play. But all in all, that's how you play Paleo. It's all about managing your resources and managing your symbols so that your group can be effective at hunting and collecting and gathering and all that sort of stuff in the Paleolithic era. So that's it. That's Paleo. It's interesting because this theme is not used very much, right? Everyone says, oh, Stone Age. That's it. That's really all I can think of, right? But that's a Euro, whereas this is more of a cooperative game that feels a little bit like Robinson Crusoe, right? So you get this concept, as you saw, how to play. But really at its core, it's a really nice, stressful push and pull cooperative game. And here's what I love. First of all, the game looks incredible. The little workbench looks awesome. That two-decker card thing. Did they have to do that? Absolutely not, but it looks so much better to be able to look over and vertically see those cards and see the things that you need to craft. The little tokens can go right in front of the cards. I love that. I think it's great. And the fact that it's art design mixed with mechanics just really work. And I think it's done so well in Paleo. The boards, it's an awfully big board for 2 discard piles, really. But it is what it is. And then you have the other board, which is your storage area with the holds the cards, and the other area for the ending. I don't mind that at all. Those are great. I love that the points counter is a piece of wall art that you're doing. You're doing cave painting. I think that's fantastic. I love the way it stacks and builds this piece. You're not just getting, we got 5 gold mammoth heads. We have a picture of cave painting on the wall, and that looks really, really good. So art and art direction and art design in this game are so top notch. Really, really good. Now, let's talk mechanics. The mechanics themselves, I really like that there are modules to play, so it doesn't get old. You can mix and match these 10 modules. You can say, okay, let's try this one and this one. Let's do this goal and this goal, and there's so many to pick from, which to me adds variety, and the variety is what's unique about this game. No, it's not a spoiler type game where you're like, don't tell me, I don't want to know, that way it'll be ruined. No, because you're going to go back and play the same missions again. But the spoilery part is you don't know what cards are coming. You know what back it is, but you don't know what's going to be on the face of that card. I love that. And I really love the idea of you get 3 card backs to choose one from. That to me is super interesting because you go, okay, I really probably need meat, so I need to go to the river, or to the forest, excuse me, and hopefully I'll get meat. I have a better chance of getting meat than if I go, obviously, to the mountain, which very little chance, except maybe like a mountain goat. I love that subversion of expectations too. When you turn over a card and you're like, oh, that's not at all what I was thinking, but you can plan for it. And I really like the idea of you take the 3 cards, you look at the backs of them, you choose one to keep the back of, and you put the other 2 in any order, including those hazard cards. You can stick those down one, so that hopefully you don't have to discard a hazard card, or hopefully you don't have to discard the card with a tint on the back of it when using it for payment for a card. But all in all, the mechanics are super sound. I love the idea of, here's this card that you're resolving this time. Do it. Figure out how to do it and do it. It's just simple. I love that the simplicity of it is not oversimplistic, though. I love that it's not like, well, okay, boom, roll some dice, do this. It's, let me think about this turn, and what do we really need? And is it worth it for me to discard cards to get to this goal? Or should I keep it because I know that that card coming is the one I really need to hold on to? Or, hey, what do you need? Can we work together on this? I just think the cooperation and working together aspect is so good and so well done. Paleo is a fantastic game. I'll just say it right now. It's a really good, it grew on me, honestly, because at first I was like, oh, okay, flip some cards, turn over. It seemed a little slow at first, but once we got going, it got really serious of like, we're going to, and then we played another couple of different ones. It was like that moment of, we're going to win. We're going to win this time. Versus abject terror on the times that we lost when we're stacking up 4 skulls. It's like, what are we doing? How are we going to get out of this? Paleo is a good game. It looks amazing. It plays really well. It's unique. It's a different theme, which is nice. So, hands down, go get Paleo. Fun, fantastic game. You will enjoy it because of the variety it brings, not to mention the great mechanics. So, enough good things to say. I'm Brian Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Dice Tower Brian. And until next time, we'll see you.